So the reason why I said there's no adults in this world, because I'm sitting here thinking about the situations I've been. I've been a child. What does a child does? A child picks on people the way how they look. A child will go to their mommy and daddy and say, oh, they had done something to me and they had not done nothing to you. It's sad. It's sad. A lot of adults are really like children. And I think some people call it a midlife crisis, where some adults try to go teenager years. And it's like you have to keep mature. You can have you can have a bit heart, you can have a kid heart, like you can have a child's heart. But at the end of the day, you're an adult. And you gotta start acting like an adult. And you got to be mindful that you are an adult. This is the reason why a lot of teenagers don't take adults seriously, because they see adults acting like teenagers and children. Teens would sit there and look at an adult. An adult would sit there and tell a teenager, say, hey, don't have sex until you're married. But meanwhile, what did? You went have sex with all kinds of people, then marry them. And then the teenagers looking at you all crazy, talking about, well, you out here swinging and bouncing all over the place. What you talking about? Don't have sex before marriage. You didn't wait. Why should I wait? So you gotta understand, adults need to be careful what they say to young people, because young people are watching what adults are doing. And I think a lot of young teenagers realize that adults are children. Adults are teenagers. And it's rare to find an adult out here. And they're searching for a mature adult. They really are. They're searching high and low, trying to find an adult that would will guide them to the right direction, will speak real and truth, will show maturity, will show clarity, will show perseverance, will show that, hey, I made a mistake, I gotta apologize, I gotta keep it going. Many adults in this world keep grudges and worse, fatalities too, and that's the reason why teenagers out here going buck crazy, because a lot of adults are buck crazy. A lot of adults out here are being childish, being children, fighting over a parking lot, fighting over the last bit of turkey, fighting over clothes, trying to outdo one another. That's childish. That's what children do. If a child had a better toy, another child's going to try to force their parent to get a better toy. Which adults, in adult translation, is adult would try to go out there and scam other adults so they can show and flash their cars, their house, or whatever it is fancy, so they can show it off their friends. Everything that adults do that looks childish, that adult right there is a child. And there's many out there. And it's extremely sad. It's extremely sad. And this is the reason why teenagers are not really looking at adults as a high standards. Back in the day, when I grew up, well, I'm still growing up, but when I was younger, I always look at the adults like they had it together, right? And they did. Some of them did. Some of them really talked the walk. But when I turned 18 years old and started working, I found out real quick that adults don't have it together. I found adults are insecure, they're childish, immature, they have a lot of problems and issues they need to solve, and they're spoiled. Some of them are very spoiled. If adult is like a kid who have all the toys in the world, they act like they better than everybody. They act like they're superior to everybody. They act like nobody is smarter than them because they got all these toys. Well, it's just like an adult who has a better job, has 6 figures, or have a business is booming, and they can sit there and talk mad smack about other people who don't really have much. That's being childish. Seriously, if you go on the internet, if you look at YouTube or any social media and you see an adult showing off cars, and don't get me wrong, you can show off your cars, but it's the way how they're doing it. If it seems cocky and they seem like they want to show off because they don't got nothing else, raw talent or authentic of their self, and the only thing they have is material things, then you can spot out that that person is being childish. Same thing, men who are so much low self-esteem, always want to fight everybody. That's a child. A woman always want to fight, but she want to outdo everybody, wearing the most craziest clothes. That's just like a young little girl who try to wear all these fancy dresses and stuff and make the other girls jealous. Basically, if you look what children do and then look what adults do, it's the similarity. And if I can be honest, I would say there are probably only like 10% of the world who are actually adults. 10%. 10%. Because seriously, people are like, well, maybe it should be 30, Jasmine, because, you know, we're still, we're alive. Because if we were raised, I mean, if we were following children, the world would be crumble and collapse, and all hell would just break loose. If children run the world, right? True. Yeah, we're making it. You know, we're making it. But what I'm saying is that the only reason why this world is still standing is two reasons. One is God, and thank God there are some mature adults in this world. You know, think about the policies that have been written for decades for work. Think about the laws that have been written. I ain't talking about the prejudiced ones. I'm talking about the ones that see nothing but human beings and their rights, right? And think about people who are psychologists, therapists, counselor, health provider. Those people are mature adults. And the reason why I named those people, because they understand the human mind, they understand people's personality, they understand the human body, how it works. A child would probably say, my tummy hurts. And that's it. A mature adult would say, okay, let's check with your stomach. Let's see what's wrong. Because there are some adults out there that would just say, oh, my tummy hurt. And they go to the doctor's office, and the doctor would ask them, like, okay, so why is your stomach hurt? I don't know. It's just my stomach hurts. I don't know. It just hurts. And the doctor's looking like, okay, we got to go through all these questions. Because a mature adult would know why, or they have a clue why their stomach hurt. But most of them just come in there like, well, the doctor should know. They're doctors. Yeah, they know. But you got to explain the symptoms to the doctors so they can find out what's wrong with you, you know? But it's sad, though. So the question is adults are children? I would say yes, adults are children. 100%. Some of them are spoiled rotten. Some of them always got to have their way. Others want to show off. Like, there's not a single grown adult in this world. There's not. And like I say, maybe 10 to 20%, there are actual real adults in here. In my job, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of children in my job. So many. And then I guess when they realize they messed up or did something wrong, then they want to go back to adult mode. Well, it's already too late. You showed your maturity. You showed what kind of attitude you have. You showed what kind of personality you have. Now, most people like, when you say childish, do you mean like being playful? No, you can be playful. What I'm saying is, like I say, if someone stepped on your shoes and it was an accident, a mature adult would say, okay, I know you stepped on my shoes, and they would say, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. But if someone step on your shoes and you just go off on them because they step on your shoes, and then some people are like, well, it depends on the situation. Oh, come on now. Everybody had one person step on their shoes accidentally, and it wasn't intentionally. And you can tell when somebody intentionally did something to you. You know it, you know? So my thing is, adults are children because the world is all over the place. People still feel like they're entitlement because of what all the stuff that I mentioned, and not everybody's mature. And like I say, the world is really like a playground. You have the cool kids, you have the popular kids, you have the nerds, and you have the outsiders. And then you have the weird kids. So the world is really like a playground. And it shouldn't. The world should be a world full of different people, different ideas, different personalities, different characters. But instead, it's really true what that statement say. The world is really like a playground. So, yeah, adults are really like children. I'm Jazz Fuzz. I'll see y'all in the next video.